It's time.
Great.
It's great. It's time to bring it online with your question. So we're going to jump right in. Here we go. Ashley writes in and says, I'm 23 years old, and ever since I can remember, I've loved to read romance novels. I'm a hopeless romantic. Is it okay for a Christian to read these books? Ooh, good question.
We had the nicest lady with us. She's one of the top writers, and she said there is a formula. They write on formula. It was exactly 183 pages, and every exact number of pages, they have to have a sex scene. And so it is a sex scene where they're doing sex. And this sweet little lady had to write that in these stories because that's the formula. And so is it okay to read? When you get into fantasy, darling, and that is fantasy. I mean, real life isn't that way. But if you want to, it leads to a lot of problems. It is kind of softcore porn, some of it.
Well, I think the key is there are a variety. You know, it's true, because every woman, I don't care. That's why girls like chick flicks. You know, a chick flick is that good old fashioned movie where she sees the guy sees her, they fall in love, and that's a chick flick, right? And so if you kind of have that same formula in a book,
but they don't.
Well, but at the same, there's different stages. You have some of those books where you're like, but then you have some of the books that are like,
Well, the question is it okay to do it? And I would just recommend maybe you can find them where they're writing clean and you want to just absorb yourself. But it's fantasy. You don't want to live in fantasy. You want to live in reality in the Lord. And there's nothing wrong with reading fiction, but it's just a question of, well, there's a lot of stuff in there these days that's not too pleasant. All right, what else?
Okay. Allison writes, my son's class is studying Greek mythology. This goes against our Christian beliefs. Was I wrong in asking the school to give him a different lesson?
I think you were. Of course, why not learn what Greek mythology? You've got so much stuff in our world that plays off of ancient cultures, and they pick up those terms. You might as well know what they said. I mean, you don't think those people were gods and goddesses, that Apollo and Zeus were actual gods. So why not learn what the Greek culture said? I don't think there's any big deal about that. All right.
Okay, here's a question. Oh, this Jim writes in and says, Christy, we just saw you with your new vegetable garden. So how long does it take you to tie a knot?
Oh, you were tying knots. How long does it take?
Well, we were doing like the twine. And it was hard because it was.
So how long does it take?
Well, for the twine, not very long. But I didn't know if he was talking about tying the knot, as in a different type of tying the knot.
No, he's not talking about that kind. You're into that romance stuff. He's talking about vegetables. Vegetables.
Well, when it comes, well, Jim, tell me about yourself. I'm kidding. Let's switch. I'm going to switch. Beth says, I love the idea of growing vegetables in my backyard, but as a single mom, I don't think I can build the raised. Ooh, here's a good build the raised box myself. Do you have any tips? Can I answer this?
You can answer it. It's for you.
Okay, good. This is why I loved this vegetable garden. When I said growinggreenacres.com, that company, Craig and Melissa, they're phenomenal. They build it for you. So they build the thing, they build the whole box for you, they give you the soil, they give you all the fertilizer for the soil, and just go to cbn.com, get the information.
Well, they're not nationwide, are they?
They're not, but they can either, she might live in Virginia or the Hampton Roads area. If not, we'll find a way.
Oh, okay.
But anyway, there you go.
Love will find a way.
Love will find a way. See, going back to the romance novel stuff.
Anne
writes, recently my mother passed away. A friend said, I'm sure she's looking down on you. Ooh, this is a good question. Can people really see us from heaven, or is this just something that people say just to offer comfort?
They're just offering comfort. The Bible doesn't give any support to this whatsoever. The dead people are looking down on us. You don't really want the dead people looking into your bedroom, see what's going on. I don't think that's too cool. Do you?
I have nothing to say on that one.
Thank you, Christy.
Okay.
All right.